This is brutal power wrapped in an elegant machine.
In this video I'm going to show you how to reconcile all of the payments that you receive from your owners. There's several ways to do this. Within Prism you can get paid via credit card, direct debit, EFT, cash, check, and all those will have different ways in which you can reconcile the payment. If we're obviously connected to Thoroughbred Payments, so if you send out your invoices and your owner gets the statement, they click on the Pay Now, spits them out to Prism page. You'll see here that this is the outstanding amount on that account. We always put the outstanding amount as opposed to the individual invoice to encourage your owners to obviously pay the whole lot rather than piecemeal. And then they click that pay button and go through the credit card process. But really, sort of in terms of reconciliation, everything should be done through Xero and then reconcile back to Prism. So I'll just take you through those different ways to do it. When you set up Xero, you obviously need to set up your bank feeds, and once they're set up, you'll have in this dashboard section your bank reconciliation area. So if you click on reconcile 4 items there from the dashboard, you'll see these two columns here, and on the left hand side is all the payments that you've received, and on the right hand side is where you match them. Where there is the easiest one is obviously where there's a single invoice for a single amount that's been paid in full. The Xero system will then, once it receives that payment, it will search all of the invoices outstanding in your Xero account and then match them up. So here's $5,000, matches up to this invoice, click OK. Yep. And then when you go back into Prism, you can sync to Xero. And you'll see that this payment here will change once the sync's done. So you can see now that was paid, even though the internet's a bit slow. So that amount's been paid there. If I go back into the reconciliation, I can see also that there is these payments from an individual which don't show a match, but I know that this owner has 2 invoices. They might be from the same statement, so the invoices are, an individual horse and another individual horse. And you simply click on both of these and the system will match. It will basically do the total of those two there, matches up to the amount that's in the account, and then you can reconcile both of those off. This is just because of the dummy account and the payments and the invoice dates don't match, but we'll just pay them anyway. So those are the two where the amounts are exact. Sometimes you'll get part payments, or sometimes you'll get payments for a whole heap, but the person doesn't pay the whole lot. So if I go into this owner, I can see that they owe $6,730. If I click on other attachments, I can see that that was their opening balance. This is a new, so the total outstanding is $6,730. They click Pay Now. In this example, they've chosen to enter $5,500 and pay. That then goes into your bank account as $5,500. You know it's from that price. So then you need to apply the payments to invoices that are outstanding. So in this case, we'll pay the oldest first. And you'll see down here that it says the total is out by. So when you click here, you'll see that it's now under, that invoice is under, because the total amount here is less than what is owed. So you can see that's a part payment. So when you get to a part payment on an invoice, click split. The system will then apply the part payment and then summarize the remaining amount. So if I click split, you see that there's still 482 on that invoice, and there's still these outstanding amounts as well. So now I will click reconcile, and that has now reconciled the part payment. So I'll go back into here, do another sync, and we'll see soon that owner is now brought up to date with a series of payments, and that their opening balance changes. So you can see now that all those items that we applied were paid, and that there's now still that amount outstanding. So today it applied those different payments to all those different invoices, which is what we did in Xero, and you can see now the balance is $14.97. The last one is where you might get a group payment. Either that's when you put in a heap of checks on a day, or you put in, or several owners pay you via thoroughbred payments, credit card, or you get bulk transactions. What you can do there is you again go into the match, and with thoroughbred payments you would get a reconciliation detail overnight, so you'd know who had paid and who hadn't. You would simply go in here and find the various payments. Mention the invoices there, and I'm out. Had the wrong payment, so if I went back into there, you can see now that's matched all those three. The amount in the bank matches those three invoices. I can click OK. And then basically all of those invoices are reconciled back in Prism against those three owners. So click. You can see now that those three there have all been paid. So that's really the long and short of reconciliation. Everything should be done in Xero, because that's essentially where all the money is going and getting reconciled. You then do one of those 4 ways, or the last one is actually when there's an overpayment. You can do an overpayment in Xero, and that will again sync back. But for payments, those are the main ways, and you just got to make sure that you sync when you finish. If there's any questions, it's all pretty straightforward, but obviously there's a lot of different ways in which payments can occur. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to sing out and shoot us an email to support@prism.horse.